So happy day to one and all. So we are just I'm happy to see you in the another lecture series on learning Python file handling. So how to handle files in Python. Hope you know about what is meant by files. So in this lecture we are just going to see detail about how we can handle the files in Python using various modes and how we can write by using Python codes. Okay. So let's jump into the topic. So first, before we are getting into the topic, we just need to know what is meant by actually files. So what it may be a file? A file may be some collection of some informations. In older days we used to write it on the paper. So now we are living in the digital world. So we have to store everything in the digital information. So for storing some information, digital information in a hard disk is only known as the files. If suppose you are having a vast amount of data, if you didn't store the file properly in one place, then you can lose the data what you want to store. Okay. So in order to store those informations, we need a concept called files, a file that will store the data in a large amount, whatever the amount of data we can store it in the hard disk or the secondary memory. If suppose we didn't store it in the secondary memory, what it will happen, once the power gets off, then you will lose the data. Okay. So in order to keep track of your data, we need a concept known as the file, that is what files. Okay. So this is the introduction to file. So next one is the file path. So we used to have some address, that is where we are locating. Like the same in computer also, we need to specify the path or specify the address where we need to store our file. That is the concept called as file path. Okay. So file path is nothing that like our address, the file also have some address where it has to reside in the computer memory, that is what file path. Okay. So the file path, it will tells us where the actual data is present in our hard disk or in our secondary memory. Okay. So that is what, maybe you hope you know about in your computer you have seen different drives, hard drives, that may be C colon or F colon, E colon, likewise many drives will be there. Inside the drive we used to keep some folders. That is likewise in our we are just residing in a city. In that city we are just residing in one particular area. In that particular area we are residing in one particular street. There our house will be located. Like the same in files also, we will have some C drive or D drive, whatever, that is the hard disk location. Inside that location we will have some many subfolders. Within the subfolders we probably used to keep our files so that we can easily access the file which is which we want to store it. Okay. So that is what file path. So there are two types of file path. So one is relative file path, then another one is the absolute file path. So absolute file path is nothing but your entire address. Suppose if you want to send any parcel to your home, you will write the entire address in detail, like what is your door number, what is your street name, then what is the nearest locality landmarks. Likewise we need a complete detail, that is what absolute path. Relative path means we can simply say that I am residing in one particular area. For example, if you are residing in Chennai, if we can say that I am residing in Anna Nagar, that is what relative path. Absolute path means your entire address, relative path means your part of your address, that is what relative path and absolute path. So absolute path means it will be like that, C colon slash, if suppose you are keeping your file in two subfolders. So maybe folder 1 slash folder 2 slash your file name. It may be any text file or word file or a PPT, whatever PDF file, or it may be a image, whatever it may be. This is known as the absolute path, that is the entire path or entire address of the particular file location, that is what absolute path. Relative path in the sense you can just show the current folder and its name alone. For example, the file name is present in the folder 2, that is what relative path. Some part of the address is known as the relative path. Absolute path means entire path of the entire path name or entire address of the particular file. Okay. So this is these are the basic details we want to know before we have to know about the file concepts in detail. So next topic is types of files. There are two types of actually files are there. One is text file, then another one is the binary file. So text file, from the name itself we can see that it will contain some stream of characters. So it can be accessed only one character at a time. Either we can write or read, or you can append, but only one character at a time. That can alone be done with the help of the text files. Okay. If suppose you are taking the binary file, so binary file is a file which may contain any type of data. okay, but it may be in an encoded binary form for the computer storage purposes. It may be a PDF file, or it may be a zip file, or it may be a text file, or whatever it may be, but the entire the ultimate form of this file is, it is in the binary form. So that is what it is called as the binary file. So likewise, the binary file does not require any special processing of data, is not required, like as we have seen for text file. So we don't require any special processing of data. Like the same, Python places no constructs on the file, and it may be read from or written into through the help of the program itself. In Python we can either write or read the binary files also. So next we are going to see about some inbuilt functions that will help the file handling in Python. So the first function is the open function. So from the name itself we know that this function is used to open the file which we want to either read or write. Okay. So this is the syntax for the open function. So the first one is the file object. So here the Python, everything will be accessed with the help of the objects. So I am just creating a file object for my file which I want to open. So open is the function, then which file name I want to open, that file name I have to give here. Then this is known as the access mode. So what may be the access mode? So what is meant by access actually? Access means if you want to get information from something, okay, that is what access in general. So here this access mode, that will tell you that how we have to open the particular file, whether we want to only read the content that is present in the file, or whether you want to write the data into the file, or you want to append the data into the file. So these are the three modes generally we will use in the file handling. So we will see about the difference between write and append in the upcoming classes. So this is about how you have to open a particular file. So you have to create a file object, then open function, then what are the arguments will be present in the open function is the file name, then what is the mode we are going to open. Okay. So one example for it, see here, I am just using the object as file. This is my user defined object. You can keep any name here, even you can keep F1 or F2 or whatever it may be. So I am just keeping here, it is a file, then I am using the open function, then I am giving the text file as input for opening it in the read binary mode. This B denotes it is a read binary file. So I am just opening it in the form of binary file. I am opening it. How I am just opening it means I am just going to read the file. I am not going to write anything or update anything in the file. Okay. So this is an example. So in this file object that contains whatever the data that is present in the file, the text will be present here in the file. So if you are just going to print it, then whatever the contents are present in the file will be printed here. Okay. So if suppose you did not mention any access mode here, then defaultly it will take that the file will be opened in the read mode only. Okay. So you cannot write anything. If suppose you left out this argument, it will defaultly open the file in read mode. So these are the various access modes present in Python. So the first one is read mode, that is our default mode. It will keep the files reading only, then it will place the file pointer at the beginning of the file, that is at the first character of the file it will place the pointer. Then RB means opening the file which is only in the binary format. So only binary format file will be opened in reading mode. Okay. So here also the file pointer will be placed at the beginning of the file. Then R plus means this mode, here we can either both read and write of the particular file. So the file pointer will be keeping in the beginning. Then RB plus means in the binary file you can open it in reading and writing mode. Like the same, W that denotes it is a writing mode. So which will opens the file in writing only. If suppose I am opening a file, that file is not exist, then it will create that file in the particular name, then it will write the characters, whatever the things we are want to add into the file, that will be added into the file. Okay. If suppose already I am having some data in my file, okay, I am just going to add some contents to the file, means what this W mode will do means it will overwrite to the particular file, it will not append to the particular file. Overwrite means, hope you know it, it will erase the data already present in the file, then it will write the new data, whatever the data we are giving, that will be added to the file. It will not append or add anything to the existing data. Okay, that is what this write mode. Then W means the same, but here we are using it in the binary file. W plus means we are just opening it in either reading and writing the same contents. It also will do that in the append, it will be overwriting the data, it will not append the data, it will overwrite the data. So WB plus means for W binary files in both reading and writing mode. So next one is the append mode. So the append mode is, in this mode only we can able to update the contents to the existing file without the data already exists in the file gets deleted. That is what this append mode. So that is the difference between write and append mode. If suppose you are opening the file in the write mode, already existing data will be overwritten, it will not be there. If suppose you want to update some contents, in append mode the already existing data will be exist as such, then the new data will be added at the end of the existing data. That is the difference between the append mode. So the same append mode will be opening the file in the append mode. So the pointer will be placed at the end of the file. However, if suppose I am keeping a character like end dot, then after this alone the pointer will be placing here, so that you can add your new contents to your file. Okay. So then AB means for binary file, then A plus means for both reading and appending, AB plus means for reading and appending in binary format. So hope you know the difference between the various access modes. So next one is the file object attributes. So what are the attributes the file object we have created have? So the first one is the closed. So this closed, it will return if suppose once you are opening the file, then at the end of the program you have to check whether you have properly closed the file or not. For that you have used the attribute as closed. Then mode, it will denote in which access mode the particular file is opened. Then dot name means it will return the name of the file. That is, I have in the previous slide I have created file as object. So file dot closed off, if suppose I am giving, then it will tell me whether the particular file is closed, means it will return true, otherwise it will return false. Like the same file dot mode. So if suppose I open the file in read mode, then it will return R, or if you are opening in append mode, then it will return A. Then dot name means what is the name of my file, that will be returned. So this is what file object attributes. So once we open the file, we need to close the file properly. Okay, we should not waste the resources. So for closing the particular opened file, we have to use the particular file object dot close up. If suppose you didn't open it, but you have used the same file object for another file to open, then Python will automatically close the previous file. Okay, even though if you didn't close properly, if you are opening, for example, I am just opening file 1 first, okay, in read mode. Next again I didn't close the file properly, but again I am just using the same file object, sorry, file is equal to open off. Okay, so I am just using the same file object and opening I am a new file here in write mode. So what will happen means this F1 will be closed automatically. Okay, it may be a text file or word file, whatever it may be, it will be closed automatically. So that is the inbuilt activity the Python compiler will do here. So this is how we can close a particular file. Next is how to read and write files. So by opening in reading mode and appending mode also we can write the files. Inbuilt functions is also there. So that is read off and write function is also there. So first we will see about the write function. That is, if suppose I am creating a file as file object dot open is equal to open off, some file name I have given, then f dot write off hello, if suppose I am giving, then this hello will be added in the file, whichever file I have opened in the write mode, only write mode, then alone we can write it. Okay. So we will see one example for it in the next slide. See here I have opened the file in file1.txt in write mode I have opened, then file dot, this is the object I have created for my file. So file dot write off I have given, and then I have given some sentences, then I have closed it properly. Okay, so you just open the text, whatever the text pad you have created, you just open it, you can see the contents, whatever the contents we ask the file object to write it, that will be there. That is what I have shown here. So next one is the write lines. So here we have written only a single line. If suppose you want to write lines of data, then write lines method will be used here. So for that I am just opening the file in the write mode, then I am just creating some list of strings I have created. Okay, so this symbol that denotes it is a list. So I am just creating a list of strings. Then in the next line, for that the file object dot write lines method of I have given, then that list will be passed here. Okay, so the list will be passed here. So you have seen that in the particular text, this data will be added here. Okay. So if suppose you want to write multiple lines, that you can use this write lines method to add the list of strings to your file. So the next one is the append method. So we have seen the write method, then next we are going to see about the append method. So append method also the same, how it will not overwrite the existing file, it will add to the last of the data whatever present in that file. That is what this append method. For that we already seen some modes also. For append methods we have seen some modes also. So that is what I am giving here. So I am just opening the file in append mode, then I am just asking it to write it. So hope you have if you seen the previous slide. So this is the data, it is present in my file 1.txt. So I am next slide, I am just using it with append mode. So you have seen that after that the Python is a very powerful language is added here. Okay, since I am opening it is in the append mode, the existing content will be present as such, and then the new data will be added at the last. So this is what data appending in file. So next one is the read. So here in the read we can read the string that is present in the already opened file. Okay. So here this is the syntax, that is the file object dot read, then this count argument is an optional one. Either you can specify the count, that is now how number of characters, what are the number of characters you want to read from the particular file, you can specify, or if you are just leaving as such, then it will read the entire file. No, I have to read only up to some 50 characters from the particular file, means then you can give the count value here. Okay, otherwise it will read the entire everything. So one example for the read method. So I have opened the file in read mode, then I am just saying that only 25 characters from my file you have to read. So I have given, so only 25 characters alone it will read it. Okay. So next is read line. So read line method is used to read a single line from the file. If suppose you want only a line by line data, if you want to read, then you can go for this read line method. An example for it, see here in my file there are 4 lines of data is there. So this will be work only when the new line character will be present here. It will encounter that a new line character is present here, means then it will consider that hello world is the first line, then welcome to the world of Python is the second line. Likewise read line by line data, if you want to retrieve, you can go for the read line. Then read lines of means it will read all the lines of all the lines in the file. Here I have given read lines of, then all the lines in the file will be printed. Hope you have seen that /n, that is the new line character is encountered here. So with the help of this new line character only, the previous read line method is encounting that the first line is over, the second line likewise it is counting the next lines. Okay. So that is what read lines method of. The next one is the list method. So the list method is also to display the entire contents in the file. So we will see one example for it. See here I have opened the file in read mode, then I am just giving list of the particular file object. If I am just giving means it will be converted into entire list. Already we know that the list of function, it will convert whatever the data type we are giving, it will be converted into a list. So here I am just passing the file as an argument to the list. So it convert all the contents in the list as a list of elements. Okay. So next is how to display. These are the various methods to display the contents in the whole file. So next one is how we can display the contents in the whole file with the help of a loop, for loop. So here I am just opening a file here, then I am just assigning a range variable, and file object will be passed here in the for loop. Then I am just printing this print line of, then it will print whatever the contents that is present in the present inside the file. Okay, this is one of the method to print the whatever the lines or the data that can be present inside the file. So next one is with the help of with the keyword also we can open the files, but it is a best practice to use the with the keyword to open the file, since the with the keyword will automatically close the files, whatever the files you are opening. Even though if suppose you forget to close the particular file, the with keyword will close the files automatically. Okay. So we will see with one example. So this is the syntax for with keyword usage. So with in whatever the which file we want to open, that open function I am just giving here. You have the same how we have used that open function, like the same here also I am just using here, but instead of assigning it to a variable, here I am just giving that with open as file of. So here I am object assigning I am doing here, then the remaining procedure will be the same. So if you are doing like that, even though I didn't close the file here, but here I have asked the file attribute object as file dot closed off, I am just checking it here. If you are printing this result, means here it will return true only. Okay, so that is the difference between without using the with keyword to open a particular file or using the with keyword to open a particular file. So the last topic is splitting words. So how we can split by word from the particular text file. So for that we are having the functions as a split off function will split the word by word characters. So here one example I have quoted here. So with the help of the with keyword I am using here with open. So I am just opening a file in a read mode, then I am reading it line by line. Okay, so file dot read line, that is single line by line data will be read here and it is given to line variable. Then next in the words I am just what I am doing means I am just splitting in that line word by word, I am just splitting it off, then I am just printing those words. So here we have seen that read line means it will return only the single line first. So welcome to the world of Python. So word by word it got splitted. So this is what splitting of words. So hope you have understand some insights about file handling in Python. Thank you.